subphylum Vertebrata or Craniata. The subphylum Vertebrata is also called as a Craniata. Why? Means here the brain is surrounded by the cranium. That's why this subphylum is also called as a Craniata. But Urochordata and Cephalochordata both are called as a acraniate. Acraniate means in these animals the brain is not surrounded by the cranium. So Urochordata and Cephalochordata together called as a acraniata, whereas subphylum Vertebrata is called as a is also called as a Craniata. Craniata. In this subphylum Vertebrata, beside all chordate characters, some other characters are there here. They have paired fins, paired fins or limbs are there. Paired limbs are there. Paired fins are present in the fishes. Limbs are present from amphibia to mammals. Next, in some mouth is surrounded by jaws. In some mouth is not surrounded by jaws. Two superclasses. One is Anetta. Second one is Gnathostomata. Anathas are extinct fish-like extinct fish. In anaths, the mouth is not surrounded by the jaws. They are fish-like vertebrates. In the internal ear, one or two semicircular canals are present here. In this superclass, some are extinct, some are extant. So this superclass further classified into two classes. One is Astricodermi. Second one is Cyclostomata. Next, subphylum Vertebrata is further classified into two superclasses based on the absence and presence of the jaws which are surrounding the mouth. First one is Anatha, second one is Gnathostomata. In Anatha, mouth is not surrounded by the jaws. They are fish-like vertebrates. Here unpaired fins are there, paired fins are absent here. In this superclass Anatha, some are extinct, some are extant. Next, then in the internal ear, one or two semicircular canals are there. This Anatha further classified into Astricodermi and Cyclostome. Astricodermi is a extinct class. Next, Cyclostomata is a extant class. Next, then Cyclostomata. Cyclostomata are jawless vertebrates. Jaws are absent here. Here, the body is a elongated body, slender and eel-like. Next, scales are absent here. Endoskeleton is made up of with cartilage. Next, in these animals, the vertebrae are present as imperfect neural arches. Neural arches are there. The vertebrae are present as imperfect neural arches. Next, Cyclostomes are jawless vertebrates. Here the body is elongated and slender. Eel-like scales are absent here. Next, endoskeleton is made up of with cartilage. Next, vertebrae are represented as imperfect neural arches. Next, in this animal, there are 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits are there. Gill slits are there for respiration. Next, in these animals, renal portal system is absent here. Renal portal system is absent in these animals. Next, these animals shows one migration. That migration is called as a anadromous migration. For example, Petromyzon live in marine water. During breeding season, it goes to the fresh water for breeding. When entered into the fresh water, it will be, after breeding, it will be die. Next, then the larva returned to the Ammocytus larva is there. After that, after metamorphosis, this young ones are returned to the marine water. This type of migration is called as a anadromous migration. For example, Petromyzon. Next, another example is Myxin. Myxin is exclusively marine. It is a scandivorous because it feed on dead or dying fish. These are the characters of the cyclostome. Cyclostomes are jawless vertebrates. The body is elongated body, slender, eel-like. Scales are absent. Here the endoskeleton is made up of with cartilage. Here next vertebrae are represented as imperfect neural arches. Here 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits are there. Next, then here the heart has 2 chambers like fishes. Next, renal portal system is absent like mammals. Here the excretory organs are mesonephric. Next example, Petromyzon and Myxin. This Petromyzon show anadromous migration. That means it lives in marine water. During breeding season, it goes to the fresh water. After breeding, it will be die. Next, after metamorphosis of the larva, they come to the marine water. This type of migration is called as a anadromous migration. Next, Myxin is a hag fish. This Myxin is exclusively marine. It is scangivorous because it feed on dead fishes or dying fishes. In Cyclostomata, mouth is circular, suctorial. Mouth is circular and suctorial, and tongue bears horny teeth. That is a very important point in cyclostome. Cyclo means round, stoma means mouth. Mouth is circular, suctorial. Next, tongue bears horny teeth here. Here 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits are present. Next, here heart has 2 chambers, that is like fishes, there is one auricle and ventricle. Next, here renal portal system is absent. Next, like mammals, in mammals also renal portal system is absent. Next, here mesonephric kidneys are there. Next, then body is eel-like body, that is elongated slender body. Next, scales are absent. Next, endoskeleton is made up of with cartilage. The vertebrae are imperfect, is neural arches are there. Next, example here Petromyzon and Myxin. Petromyzon shows anadromous migration. That means it present in marine water during breeding season. It goes to the fresh water and complete its breeding. After breeding, the adult will be die. Next, the larva, after in the development larva is formed. The larva is called as Ammocetus larva. This larva get metamorphosis and then return to the seawater. That type of migration is called as a anadromous migration. Next, this petromyzon is also called as a lamprey. Next, the second example is a myxin. Myxin is called as a hagfish. The myxin is exclusively marine water. Next, this is a sanguivorous. That means it feed on dead and dying fishes. Next superclass is a Gnathostomata. In Gnathostomata, mouth is surrounded by the jaws. Here in Gnathostoma, paired appendages are there. That means in some fins are there. Paired fins are there. In some paired limbs are there. Limbs are there. Next then, in the internal ear, three semicircular canals are there. Here the notochord is partially or completely replaced by the vertebral column. In these animals, in Gnathostomata, fishes and tetrapods are there. Tetrapods are there. In fishes and tetrapods are there. Next, then the general characters of fishes. Fishes are first jawed vertebrates. Next, then they are lead only aquatic mode of life. These animals evolved from the extinct Asticodermy animals during Silurian period. In Devonian period, they abundant more on the land. So that's why these are the Devonian period is called as a golden age of fishes. These fishes are evolved from this Asticodermy, the extinct Asticodermies in Silurian period, and the Devonian period is considered as a golden age of fishes. Next, then the study of the fishes is called as a ichthyology. Next, general characters of fishes. Characters of fishes. General characters of fishes. Fishes are first jawed vertebrates. They lead aquatic life. Next, then these fishes are evolved from extinct Asticodermy during Silurian period. Devonian period is considered as a golden age of fishes. Because they are flourished in this period, Devonian period. Next, then the study of fishes is called as a ichthyology. Next, then the general characters of fishes. They are poikilotherm animals. That means they can't keep their body temperature constantly. That type of animals are called as a poikilotherm animals or cold blooded animals. Next, the body is divided. The body is divided into head, trunk and tail. Head, trunk and tail. Next here the exoskeleton is there. Exoskeleton is made up of with mesodermal scales are there. Mesodermal scale, body is covered by mesodermal scales are there. Next then the endoskeleton. In some the endoskeleton is made up of with cartilage. In some the endoskeleton is made up of with bony. Next here vertebrae are amphicoelous. Vertebrae are amphicoelous. Amphicoelous means in vertebra centrum is there. This in this centrum two side concave structure is there. This type of vertebrae is called as a amphicoelous vertebrae is there. Next skull is a monocondylic. That means only on the base of the skull only one condyle is present here. This is about endoskeleton. In some fishes the endoskeleton is made up of with cartilage. In some fishes the endoskeleton is made up of with bone. Next then here the skull is a monocondylic skull is there. In the base of the skull only one condyle is present. Next here the vertebrae are amphicoelous. Amphicoelous means the centrum and the both side is a concave in a structure. This type of vertebrae are called as a amphicoelous vertebrae are there. Next then here in these animals for locomotion fins are used. Fins are two types. Fins are two types. They are unpaired fins and paired fins are there. Unpaired fins are they are dorsal fin, ventral fin and caudal fin. Paired fins are pectoral fins and pelvic fins are there. Here paired fins are pectoral fins and pelvic fins. Its locomotion is occur by means of fins. Fins are two types. They are unpaired fins, paired fins. Unpaired fins are called as dorsal fins, ventral fins and caudal fins. Paired fins are pectoral fins and pelvic fins. Next here mouth, in some mouth is ventral. In some mouth is terminal. For example, in cartilage fishes mouth is ventral. In Osteichthyes fishes the mouth is terminal is there. Terminal. Here dentition is acrodont. Next then polyphyodont, homodont and polyphyodont. Acrodont, homodont and polyphyodont. So this is a dentition which is occur in fishes. Acrodont. The teeth are arranged at the edge of this jaw. Next homodont, all the teeth are equal in size and shape and function. Next polyphyodont means during lifespan teeth are shed off for many times and form new teeth. This is a dentition which is present in fishes, acrodont, homodont and polyphyodont. Here for respiration gills are there. branchial respiration is occur. Branchial respiration is occur. Next, in this animal, heart has a two chamber heart is there. Heart has a two chamber. In heart, one auricle is there, one ventricle is there. Next then, this heart of fish is generally called as a branchial heart, because it is why it is called as a branchial heart means this heart pass the blood to the gills for purification. From the heart, the blood goes to the gills for purification. That's why the heart of the fish is called as a branchial heart. The heart supply the blood to this gills for purification. For that purpose, this heart is called as a branchial heart. Next, here single circulation is there. That means in a complete circuit of the blood reach only once to the heart. That type of circulation is called as a single circulation. And then this heart of the fish is called as a venous heart, because in heart of the fish always impure blood or deoxygenated blood is there. That's why the heart of the fish is called as a venous heart also. The heart of the fish is called as a branchial heart, because this heart pump the blood to the gills for purification. That's why this heart is called as a branchial heart. Next then, this circulation is a single circulation, because in one complete circulation the blood reaches to the heart only once time. That this type of circulation is called as a single circulation. Next, the heart of the fish is also called as a venous heart, because in the heart of the fish always deoxygenated blood is there. Next, in this animal, mesonephric kidneys are there. Kidneys are mesonephric kidneys are there. Some are aminotelic. Most of them are aminotelic. Next, some are ureotelic animals. Next then, in these animal, for example, cartilage fishes are ureotelic, and they excrete urea. Next then, in the central nervous system, the central nervous system is covered by only one meaning, that is a meninx primitiva. Only one meaning is there. The central nervous system covered by only one meaning, that is a meninx primitiva. Here 10 pairs of cranial nerves are there. Here 10 pairs of cranial nerves are there. 10 pairs of cranial nerves are there. Next, in this animal, lateral sensory system is present. It detects the movement and vibrations which are occur in the water. Eyes are without eyelids. Eyes are protected by nectating membrane. In internal ear, three semicircular canals are there. Next then, here sexes are separated. Next, in some external fertilization is occur, in some internal fertilization is occur here. These are some important characters of fishes. Development may be direct or indirect development is occur in these animals. Next then, the classification of fishes. The fishes further classified into two classes. Fishes are further classified into two classes. One is chondrichthyes. Second one is a Osteichthyes, Osteichthyes, Chondrichthyes, Osteichthyes. Chondrichthyes are first the general characters of the Chondrichthyes. In this Chondrichthyes fishes are the marine fishes. Here the endoskeleton is made up of with cartilage. Endoskeleton is made up of with cartilage. Next here caudal fin is a heterocircle caudal fin is there. Heterocircle caudal fin is there. Heterocircle caudal fin is there. That means this caudal fin, heterocircle caudal fin in both externally and internally asymmetrical. Externally, internally asymmetrical. So externally two lobes. One lobe is very big, another lobe is very small. Next internally also it is asymmetrically. This is a dorsal fin rays, this is a ventral fin rays. Dorsal fin rays are very short, ventral fin rays are very big. So this type of caudal fin is called as a heterocircle caudal fin. Next in these animal scales are placoid scales. Placoid scales are there. Placoid scales are there. Scales are a placoid cell. They act as a exoskeleton. Next in these animals 5 to 7 pairs of gill slits are there. Next then here the operculum is absent. It operculum means a covering is there on the gill slits. This operculum is absent in this animal. Gill covering. Operculum means gill covering. Here absent. Air bladder is absent. This air bladder is act as a hydrostatic organ. Due to the absence of the air bladder, these animals always move in water. When they stop the movement, they will be sink into the water. To escape the danger, they continue to move in the water. So here air bladder is absent in these animals. Next then in these animals they are ureotelic animals. They store the urea in the tissues and the blood. This is a physiological uremia. Is there. Next then here in male on the corner of the pelvic fin clapsers are there. So here internal fertilization is occur. They are viviparous animals. For example, Scoliodon, Trigon, Torpedo, like that. These are examples for cartilaginous fishes. Chondrichthyes, they are all marine. In this animal, the endoskeleton is made up of with cartilage. Here heterocircle caudal fin is there. Next scales are placoid scales are there. Next here 5 to 7 pairs of gills are there. The gills are lamelliform gills are there. The operculum is absent here. Air bladder is absent. Next they are ureotelic animal. They excrete urea. They store urea in the tissues and the blood. Next here in male, in the corner of the pelvic fin, one rod like a structure is there, that is called as a clapser. These clapsers are used for internal fertilization. Here in this animal internal fertilization is occur. Next then they are viviparous animals. Viviparous animal. Example: Scoliodon, Trigon, Torpedo, Spirna, like that. These are some example for Chondrichthyes. Next, Osteichthyes. This Osteichthyes are bony fishes. These are live in marine water or fresh water or brackish water. Here, the endoskeleton is made up of with bony endoskeleton is there. Next, here scales are cosmoid scales. Next, ctenoid and cycloid and gonoid. Gonoid scales are there. In different fishes, scales are cosmoid, ctenoid, cycloid, gonoid. Scales are there. In this animal, only 4 pairs of gills are present. These gills are covered by operculum. Air bladder is present. This air bladder is act in some for gases exchange. For example, in lung fishes, the air bladder is modified as lungs. Next, in some, this air bladder is used for hydrostatic organ. Next, and then in these animals, the internal fertilization is occur. They are oviparous animals. For example, Labiorohita, Catla, Hippocampus, Clarius Botrachus, etc. These are some general characters of Osteichthyes. చూడండి.